Yeah, good morning. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Good morning.
thank you very
Good
much.
morning, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, today is a great day indeed. Good morning. Good morning. Today is a great day we are looking at, and I want to believe that we're going to take something great out of the class for today. So I just want to believe everybody see my screen. We're going to talk about Windows Server and administration today. And you must understand that in every organization, there must be a network. That was why I choose this entering part into IT. Now, there must be a network and there must be a Windows server to manage on the network. So, virtually, same thing anywhere in the world. Now, so you must understand that for you, or for anybody to be able to be efficient and effective, the person should be able to manage the existing infrastructure, the Windows server and the network thereby. That was why I put it in the group. Just learn how to manage, just learn how to manage a little bit about networking, add it up to the Windows server, and you are good to go. So we're going to try our best. We're going to try our best possible on Windows Server to see what we can cover. Okay. So we're looking at this design. We're looking at having a server, a switch, and two systems. Now, it's also same as having 100 systems, 50 systems on the network. This is just a simple LAN to manage a server and two systems. It's also same way of managing more than two systems. So in today's class, we'll be talking about RAID, which is very, very important. RAID configuration. I'm going to give you the overview of RAID configuration, and I'm going to give you the benefit of RAID configuration. And not only that, we are going to talk about the concept of virtualization, since that is the means, the medium we are using to broadcast this trading. I'm going to tell you the concept of virtualization before moving to Windows Server proper. So presently, I have my Windows Server installed and two clients installed. Just
Hello, Mr.
installation.
Emmanuel.
I've not done any.
Can you please
Is
share your
anybody saying
screen?
something?
Yes, your screen. Please share your screen.
Have I not shared?
It's not. You've not.
Okay, let me
You've not
stop
shared your
sharing
screen.
and share again. Okay. I think some people are in the lobby. Please.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now? Can anybody?
I
Yes,
think it's
we can
coming
see
up.
us here.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
Can you see my screen?
That's network.
Your screen is showing, but it's showing
Okay,
the
maybe
Teams. You can select what you want to share to select your presentation, but what it's showing is the Teams.
okay, showing Teams.
Yes, it's showing Teams. So you can unshare and reshare and now select what you want to share. The view you want us to view.
Since it's actually sharing doing the presentation, you might be navigating through the slide and the what's it called? the Windows server itself. So you could just share the entire window.
Yeah, that would be better because this is the only browser. This what is sharing now is only the browser. Can share the entire window. But I don't think the network is so strong because even the window is hanging.
I don't know why Mr. Lazarus is on the spotlight. Can his video be switched off?
Sorry,
Okay.
is my
Please,
sharing fine now?
Can you hear me? I'm Mr. Lazarus. Please, can you hear me?
Is my sharing
Sorry,
okay
Mr.
now? Can you see my
Lazarus.
PowerPoint presentation?
No, we can't
Hello,
see
sir.
it.
Hello, sir.
Mr. Lazarus, are you presenting?
No.
Can your video be put off, please?
Okay, let me do
Hello.
it this way.
Can you hear me?
I think Mr. Emmanuel's network is not too strong.
Maybe.
Hello, sir. Please, can you
Can
hear
you see
me?
it now?
Yes, yes. What we can see, you can see your windows. Yes, yes, you can see your. Okay.
Can you see?
Yes, you can see your screen.
I cannot see anything.
Can you see the PowerPoint presentation?
I'm not seeing the screen.
No,
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel. Hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, hi everyone. Apologies for the network concern. I think Mr. Emmanuel is having some issues with his network.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, I think I'm back. Let me see. Let me share again. Can you see my screen?
No, I can't see your screen.
Can you see my
Your screen is shared.
Stop.
Yeah. You're sharing your screen. Yes, we can see it now. Yes, we can.
Can you see what is?
We can see your desktop.
My what on the desktop? see my workstation?
Yes, I can see the workstation.
Okay, very good. So meaning everything is fine now, right?
Can someone else confirm?
Yes, I can
Yes,
see.
we can see his
Yeah,
virtual,
we can see
his
your
workstation,
desktop now.
Windows virtual.
Caro VTech. I can see Caro
And we
VTech.
can see your presentations.
So what can you see? It's fine. PowerPoint presentation now, meaning you can still see it. Let me just let me start now and have a short overview on this before we move on. Okay, so we're going to be talking about RAID. Since RAID configuration is important to deploy a Windows server, we are going to talk about virtualization, centralizing our environment to achieve the installation. We're going to look at the latest Windows server we have, Server 2022. We're going to see Windows 10. Formally, what I had in mind was have like, which I've downloaded all the ISOs, mind to have Windows XP, 10, 4, and so that you will see how you will see the differences from one to one, from one OS to another OS, and you will see difference and see quality of the hardware. I'm just limited to, but in your own space, you can have as much as possible
So your
if you
network
have
is really bad
the
though.
means. So we're going to look at DNS installation. So my
The network is bad. No, no. Can't really hear you.
my own network is.
Yes,
we
it's
can't
breaking.
hear
You
you.
can't hear me now. Okay. Now, hear me now.
I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you clearly, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to confirm that. I just want to. Okay. Let me just share again and add my system or whether it will post it.
Like it's not clear. Like
Is it better now?
clear. It's just like cracking. When you say something,
Okay. Is it still cracking now?
It's your network. It is your
It's your
network.
network.
You need to reposition you where where you receive your signal. Some of us here we're hearing Brian
Okay, maybe let me
very clearly.
Let me change them.
Now reposition your router.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it better? I changed my location to know whether it's better.
Okay. For me?
Is it better now?
For me,
Fairly,
it's better.
fairly.
I mean,
It's
for
better than
everybody.
before.
I need you people to. Okay, it's better than before.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now. Okay, we are going to talk about OUs, how to create OUs, and we're also going to talk about firewall and group policy. In fact, group policy will be the main thing we are looking at today. We want to see how to use group policy to change, to redirect folders. I mean, those folders on your environment, your client systems on your domain. So I can change their desktops. I can change the direction of their desktops, their download folders, and my documents. I can change everything and redirect them to my server, where I can easily use that for a backup. And also, I can also use group policy to deploy, to install application. So those are the things we'll be looking at today. Okay, let me come straight to my environment. I hope everybody can see my server.
We can't see your screen.
Okay, what's going on? What's going on?
You stopped sharing initially, so you need to share again.
Yeah,
Mr.
I've done
Lazarus,
that.
please, if you are not Mr. Lazarus Awu Ijobo, please, can you remove your video? I think it's kind of like a distraction or something. Thank you.
Okay, let me stop and share again.
Yes. Morning.
Okay.
So, can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Great. Okay, when we talk about virtualization, sorry, let me start with RAID configuration. For you to have a physical system, if it's a server, you want to install a server, you must talk about RAID. It's very, very important. The purpose of RAID is backup. That is the purpose of RAID. I once had a client that I was managing. One hard disk got bad. Once it showed an amber light, it has gone bad. If you don't have a RAID on that server, the hard disk is gone completely and the server will be down. So all I just did was I asked them to get a new hard disk. Please mute yourself. I don't want to come back. We are behind schedule. Mute yourself, except I ask you to talk. Or you have some complaints, you can unmute and talk. Okay. Now, that particular client, one hard disk went bad. So I had to ask them to buy another hard disk, which I just unplug that one because it's hot swappable and install the new one. Just install the hard disk, not doing anything. You are not installing any software. Put the hard disk back. Automatically, it will reboot itself and replicate itself back. So that is the benefit of RAID. It's just like you doing a backup. So we have RAID 1, we have RAID 0. RAID 0 means no RAID. When there is issue, everything goes off. We have RAID 1. RAID 1 means there is mirror. The least hard disk to use on RAID 1 is 2 hard disk. Yes. Someone just got you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Mr. Emmanuel.
We can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Lazarus,
Oh,
Mr. Lazarus, can you please turn off your camera if you can hear me? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off the mic for everyone. If you need to speak, you just raise up your hands, then I'm going to activate your mic. I think that was what we should do now.
yes, better. Go ahead. Oh. So at any point in time, if the issue, you cannot see my screen, maybe somebody will just indicate you cannot see my screen or on the network is bad so that I will know I'm carrying people along. So let me come back again to RAID. RAID configuration is very easy. You can use a video YouTube to see how it is being configured. When you are installing, when you are doing your installation, when you power on the system, it will ask you to press F something. You will now see that F8 or so. You will see how to configure your RAID. RAID 0 means no RAID because it's cutting across all. RAID 1 is 2 hard disk. RAID 1 plus 0, that's RAID 10. You can use 3 or more than whichever way whichever hard disk you have, you can use it. If it is 5 RAID 5, the list is 3 hard disks. You can also use 5 hard disks, whichever way you want to have it. But the list in RAID 5 is there are just 3 hard disks. Then RAID 6, the list for disk in RAID 6 for hard disks, you must understand. So I need to tell you the benefit of each. If you are setting up a server meant to run a database on it, you don't use RAID 6. This throughput is very slow and weak. Now you can use RAID for better throughput. Then sometimes RAID 5 is good also. But in a case whereby one hard disk goes bad, you can recover back in RAID 5. But in a case whereby 2 hard disks go bad, you cannot back in RAID 5, recover it back in. That is just of RAID 6. RAID 5, it does the same thing, but just ability to be able to recover one hard disk failure, hard disk failure. That is just the RAID configuration. Okay, straight. This server, the domain controller, I have my client and I have my client too. So we're working with 2 clients on it. So about virtualization, virtualization is collocating physical system, physical infrastructure into virtual. We can virtualize our switch, we can virtualize our hardware, our storage, our servers and our storage. So machine is same thing. It has an disk, it has a processor, it has a memory, a RAM. That is virtual store. Also understand. Okay. Now, I'm talking about my server. Now, for being able to virtualize environment, you must understand what we refer to as virtual switch. Let me move switch to my virtual switch. From my edge, I'm using VMware Workstation. I can choose to use. I remembered we once did training on virtualization using Hyper-V some months back. So I can choose to use Hyper-V, whereby I have a private, personal, and external. External is the same with bridge as we have VMware environment. As you can see my stuff, you can see bridge. Bridge means if I am bridge, meaning I can see, I can interact with system. I want external system to interact with my server or my virtual environment. That is when I can use my bridge. Now, if I'm not pick my IP address on my own physical system and NAT it. Purpose of is to take a public IP and NAT it to a private IP, and will be behind, hidden behind, whereas public is the one actually doing the work. So if I use
Mr. Emmanuel, sorry for hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Be able to eat my external.
Mr. Emmanuel, sorry for cutting you short. The network is the network, your voice is actually breaking. So we can't actually pick what you're saying clearly. I think that's what Jimmy wants to say, right? Jimmy is raising up his hand.
So what do we do? What do we do?
Are you using a broadband network or you're using your mobile data?
I'm using my mobile data.
Okay, probably. Oh.
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Which I've been using before now.
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
are you within your
I hear you
office
loud and clear.
area? Are you within your office area?
No, not within my office area.
Okay, I would have said you should come to my office to use my internet.
No, my office internet is good. No, I don't know. What do we do now? We have a lot of people in the class.
You're actually clear now. I think it's when you are sharing that the network now breaks. You are very clear now.
I'm very clear now. Can you still see my screen at the same time?
You know, he's actually using a workstation. He's using a VM. A VM consumes a lot of what's it called? Packets. So whenever he's actually working on that VM, that's when the line.
I think something is actually wrong somewhere. Something is because I've been using it before now.
It's better now. It's better now, so you can continue.
Okay, I can continue. Okay. Now I was talking about. I'm trying to relate VMware environment with a Microsoft environment Hyper-V. So when I set my switch, my external, but when I use my external or my Hyper-V, is the same thing with bridge. Bridge, as you can see in this first place, bridge network. So when it's on bridge, external system can interact with my VM, with my server or my to NAT. NAT in Microsoft, we have persona. Persona means it will NAT it. And I was trying to explain what NAT is. NAT is taking a public IP and NATing it into a private, a local IP. Now, so at the end, it's the public IP will be the one backing up the local IP. Local IP will be used, but behind is a public IP. So only interact my IP to interact with my external network. That is my part. But it can't interact with the IP I want. Do anything I want. On Microsoft, it is private. I can use anything I want, things like that. But in this lab, I'm going to use host only because we want everything to be inside the VM. Okay. Now, at this point, it's very important and very crucial. You people need to see I've installed my Windows Server. You need to see how I configure Active Directory. I want to configure Active Directory on my Windows Server. I want to configure Active Directory on my Windows Server. So you need to see how I configure my Active Directory. For you to configure Active Directory, the first thing to do is to configure every other thing. You can say computer name. It's coming up with a funny name. You need to give it a meaningful name. I just want to name it maybe a server. That's my computer name. It will ask me to reboot, but I don't want to reboot it now. I will reboot later. Now, the next thing I will change here is I want to turn down my firewall for the sake of this class. I want to turn down my domain firewall. I want to turn down my firewall and also turn off my public firewall. So I'm done with this. And it won't take effect until after I reboot my system. So I want to see, turn off my Bitdefender. And you must change to your zone, else you may have issues joining system to domain. Look, I think I am fine. Sometimes this IE Explorer, you turn it off when I'm on the internet. But I'm not on the internet, I don't need it. So all I just need to do now is to reboot my server so that we can start configuration. Once my server comes up, I'll give it an IP address. So I want to use the IP address range of class A. I can choose to use class A, class B, or class C. And you should know TCP IP by now. Class A starts from 1 or 0 to 128. Or practically, I stopped at 126 because 127 is loop back. 127 is loop back from 1 to 126. Then class B starts from 128 to 191. So anything within 1 to 126 is class A. Anything within 128 to 191 is class B. Anything between 192, that is why you see class C often start with 192, 168 dot something dot something. So in class C, 192 is fixed, 168 is fixed. So the next one is the network ID, and the last one is the host ID. So the network ID will remain constant, while the host ID will be the one changing, which we have up to 255 hosts to accommodate. I'm logging in. I'm going to use class C for my IP address. Remember, there's difference between having been on the network and also having internet. You can see from my system to my device, I'm on the network, but my internet is broken. I'm not on internet. I don't need internet for my lab. So I want to be on class C. And a server must have a static IP address. 192.6. My network IP will be 10.0 network. Every other thing will be 10.0 network. So my DNS 192.168.10.1, because this server will carry my DNS and it will be my DNS server. Okay. So the next thing I want to do on my server is to install my Active Directory. To install Active Directory, you will use add roles and features. We have a whole lot of things you can do with Active Directory. I remember when I was in my previous organization, when I was still managing systems, we had like over 50 systems, 1,000 systems to install. You can't be installing them manually, one by one. 1 year, you are still there installing them. So all you need to do is to install WDS. That is it, I've selected. If you can see my system, is to install WDS on your system, and that is what I will use to install it on the network. I will just pick up those systems, I will put them on the network, I will enable PXE boot, PXE boot. So it will boot via the network. I can power on 1,000 systems simultaneously if I have the network point, and everything will come up for me. But what I want to do now is to install Active Directory domain services. That's all I want to install for now, to have my DNS, it will come with DNS. Active Directory without DNS will not work, because DNS will help it to resolve the IP address to name and vice versa. So let's wait for the role to complete the installation to be completed so that we can now proceed. But before then, I want to talk a little bit on TCP/IP. I used 192.168.10. 10 is the network address, meaning every system that must join this server must have 10. Now, the last one is the host ID. Two people must not have same IP, else there will be a network collision, there will be accident. You will be seeing duplicate IP on the network, duplicate IP address on the network, and two of them will not be able to access any devices on the network until you change those IPs and shut them. That's why you must be careful. On the Class C network, I have host IP address to use, meaning I cannot use the first one, I cannot use the last one. The first one is used for network ID, the last one is used for broadcast ID. So in this case, my stuff is completed. In this case, I have just 255 hosts, 255 systems on this network. What in the case whereby I have 400 staff on my network, meaning I cannot use this because this I only 255. So this is the essence of using Class B or Class A to have more users. Okay, let's go back to our installation. I will now click on promote the users to the domain controller, which I have done. So I have three options here. Now, the first one you can see is to have additional
Mr. Manuel. Mr. Manuel.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Mr. Manuel. Yeah.
I think he's having concern with his network. One thing if you're using your mobile data, if a call comes through, you get disconnected. So sorry, apologies for. I think Mr. Emmanuel is having some concern with his network. Let me try to reach him personally on his mobile. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel is back.
I don't understand what internet is doing for me today. I don't know. Oh, let's attempt it again. If it disconnects, the worst case that will happen is that we'll postpone the class. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
It's fine, sir. It's fine. Okay.
Okay. Because a reason why I cannot do it in office environment is my internet is very fine, but you understand I can't do it in my office environment. I've been using my hotspot, it has been fine. I don't know why MTN is messing me up this time around. I don't know. Okay, let's see again if it disconnects. If it disconnects again, because one will not even enjoy the class. I'm distracted myself. One will not enjoy the class. So let's see how it goes. Let's continue. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I mean
Yes,
this.
sir.
Okay, in an Active Directory, there must be a forest and there must be a tree. In a forest, we have so many trees. But on this network, we don't have any forest. So we're creating new forest, new domain. That is, add a new forest to have a new domain. Now, if I want to have additional domain controller, I will choose this one up. Add a domain controller to an existing domain. It will give me a backup domain controller. The purpose of this guy is that it will replicate what I have on my domain controller and put it on the backup domain controller. The only difference will be the FISMO role. If you are a Windows Server specialist, you will understand FISMO role. And if you are not, you can read it up. FSMO, FISMO role, flexible single master operation. FISMO role. Okay, so the FISMO role shows the server that is holding which role. So after our installation, I will go to FISMO role. I will show you that this server is the one holding the 05 FISMO role: primary domain controller, schema master, infrastructure master, relative ID, and what's the last one? I can't remember now. They are all 5 in number. So in this case, let me move on straight and create a new domain. Let me give it lab.com. So I give it a password. The purpose of this password is a password you can use to recover your server when your server goes down. But I love giving it the same password with my domain password, because sometimes it may take the next 10 years for your server to go down. You have forgotten the password. So I always give it the same password I give my domain controller, so that I will know that that is the password that it has. So in this NetBIOS place, it should return back only lab. Good. If it returns another thing, there is an error somewhere. So I click next. Good. If there's error at this point, it's preparing prerequisite check. Are we fine? If there's error, it will flag the error for me. This guy is straightforward. So that's why I love you to learn the practical. You will now get the manual, the booklet, the PDF to read it in conjunction with what you have learned practically, and you can tell yourself you are good. Set up your own lab and do it likewise. There's nothing there. There is nothing there. Let me even strengthen you, remind you once again, so that you can do better than what I am doing. I am not a graduate when I started. I'm using this to wait for this guy to finish up. I just pick up this just the way you are learning it. I learned it very, very well. God helped me. By God's grace, I did a lot of professional certification. It was recently I just did my degree. And you have a lot of things already. Just see yourself you can do it. Talk to your emotions. Psychologically wake up and pick up your virtual space and set up this guy. Pick up your CVs, update your CVs. I can install domain controller. I can install OU. I can manage users, which we're going to do today. I can do this. I can do this. Then dust your CVs and prepare for a new dawn. You will discover that you will land a good job soon. So I'm successful. It will reboot my system. Once my system comes back, it will come back with elevated mode. Domain controller Active Directory is installed already. It will take some time, but it will come up. Once it comes up, remember, we now have two accounts. We have local administrator, we have domain administrator. You must understand that. You have local administrator, we have domain administrator. So we're going to log into the domain lab.com, and that is what we'll be using. So once this guy is fine, we're going to join the two clients to the domain, joining client to domain, and we're going to create users for the client. We're going to create users for our client and log in. I'm going to show you how to create users, how to manage passwords. Users has forgotten password. You can go to the domain, your domain controller, and see how to reset the password for the user. So I'm waiting for it to come up. Please, if you have any questions at any point, just feel free to talk to me.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please, I want to, can you differentiate what's the difference between Active Directory?
What's different between Active Directory? Sorry, if you hear him, can you re-echo it? Let me get the question.
I said, what is the difference between Active Directory and
If I hear you well, did you say what is different between Active Directory and domain controller?
You can use your chat box. You can write the question on the chat. We can't hear you.
Okay, you two can hear me too. I can't hear him well.
He said, what's the difference between Active Directory and domain controller?
Oh, okay. Active Directory empowers the domain controller. Without Active Directory, you don't have a domain controller. By default, I have installed a system. The system is not a domain controller yet because Active Directory is not running on it. Active Directory running on it, and that role it's holding, that FISMO role, I will show you. It's holding a FISMO role of a primary domain controller that makes it a domain controller. Once I have installed my Active Directory, I will query. You will just remind me once again if I forget. I will query the role. You will see it that this system is a primary domain controller that makes it a domain controller because Active Directory is running on it. So they are backing up each other. I don't know whether you understand. So you can see lab slash, meaning even if I don't want to use that, I can say lab slash administrator. I log in. Good. I'm able to log in to my domain controller. You can either use lab / administrator or administrator@lab.com. That lab.com is a domain name, just like what you have www.abc or lab.com is a domain name. So I can use administrator@lab.com and put password, or I use lab / administrator to show you I am logging into lab.com. Now I am inside my system. I want to do one thing now. I want to give, before I come to my clients, let me show you something. Let me go to Active Directory, users and computer. But before then, let me check my DNS. Let's see. Is my DNS fine? DNS will give you forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone. So you can see lab.com. The purpose of forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone is this. You must understand what DNS does first. DNS map IP to name. Like, for example, computer understands IP, not name. And if you want to reach any website or you want to reach any system, you cannot grab every system IP. You can only use the name. That is what DNS does for you. So reverse lookup zone will pick, forward lookup zone is the IP, while reverse lookup zone will be for the name. If you don't configure the reverse lookup zone, you will not have it working for you. It's not configured by default, which is what I am doing now. You give it the IP 192.168. I hope it's 10. Is that our network? You are not sure? Let me confirm. CMD.
Yes, that's our
IP
network.
IP config. Good. It's 10. You can see my IP there. Good. I'm fine with my reverse lookup zone. My DNS is fine. Now, if you want to troubleshoot your DNS, just come. I just click on the server properties, come to monitoring, simple query, test. You can see pass. If I have additional domain controller, that is when
You
a
definitely
recursive
see
query.
if you
You said?
go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, if I have an additional domain controller, that is when a recursive query will come in. So my DNS is fine. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to go to Active Directory users and computers. You can see my domain name. You can see my computer. Computer is empty. My computer space is empty. But by the time I join system to domain, you will see all the computer names here. All those computer names will come here. I will show you by the time I do that. Now, my domain controllers is just one I have. That is servers. Now, coming to users. I have default users. I don't want to use this because if you create anything on this, if hackers should have access to your network, you are in trouble. Now, all I will just do is to create an OU. OU is organization unit. Look at it here, organization unit of what? of different units. I can have IT, I can have admin, I can have management, I can have staff. Depending on the structure of your organization, you can create them. Let me try to use admin. Let me assume it's admin I have. So maybe all the staffs here, they are admin staff. The first person I have there is Ade Kolawole, computer name. This is my OU. I create new user. I have Ade, depending of the person name, Kolawole. I give it a password, ADE, Ade. I give it a password. Remember, your password must not be a loose password. It will not go because the password policy will not accept that. Password policy will not accept that. What you need to do is to mix it up. Like in my own case, I put 12345.com or ASDF 1234, full stop, whichever one you choose. And by default, in your organization, you should have a default password you give out. You will not check this box. User must change password at the next logon so that by the time they log in, they will change their password. But in this case, I want to uncheck it. I don't want to reset my password. So I've created for Kolawole. But take note, I can have a lot of policies for Kolawole, but I want, instead of me to create the policy for new user, I will just clone this user. How do I clone it? Click on it and click copy, meaning everything I have on Kolawole will come on the new user. So the new user is Tola Kuramo, just according as we have on our PowerPoint presentation. So here is Tola, the login name. 12345.com. 12345.com. So I have Ade and Tola now. So let's go to the client. Client one is Ade. So we're going to join this guy to domain. Client one is Ade. For you to join system to domain, please pass IP address. It's very important. So you must understand IP addressing very well as an administrator, and which we also put on your CV, 192.168.10.2. So 192.168.10.1. That's my DNS server. Else, it will not connect to. So let's join this guy to the domain. How do you join to domain? Right click on this PC to properties. Come to change adapter settings. I should have changed. I will also do same. I need to change the computer name to maybe what's the name of this client one? Let me look at it again. One is Ade PC. Ade PC. Ade PC. It wants me to reboot it again. Okay, no problem. Should have done that. Ade PC. Because the purpose of giving a unique name is so that you can be able to identify it on the network and not give yourself unnecessary stress. Second one is $PC. 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 Good. So this one is up. So I'm logging in as a local user. So I want to join it to the domain so that I can log in as a domain user. Good. So still loading. I want to join it to the domain, joining client to the domain. As this one is coming up, instead of just wasting time, let me go to CMD. Let me do NetDom query Fismo. That's the command. Can you now see? For the person that asks is domain controller, look at primary DC, that's the number 3. Schema master, server.lab.com, domain naming master, server.lab.com, primary DC, server.lab.com, relative ID, server.lab.com, infrastructure master. So the server.lab.com is one holding all the 5 rows. This role makes it a primary domain controller. That's the meaning of this role. So that's if for example, a system is down, maybe the system caught fire and so on, domain controller caught fire is down. You can get a new system, join it as additional domain controller. These roles are roles you will move. That is how to resuscitate, revive a dead system. But that is a bit advanced, but it's still not a problem. Let me go back to my clients. Please, at any point, you need to talk to me, let me know. I don't want to lose my audience.com. So it comes up with you will use domain credentials to verify it. Lab administrator. Good. So let me check second one. Good. I hope my audience are still there.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Thank you very much. So I want to join the second one to the domain controller. So before I join the second one, let me show you the effects. I've joined the first one. Let's go to Active Directory users and computers. As I told you the other time, let's open computer container. Can you see Ade PC is here? So I've not joined the second one. So let me join the second one. Lab.com. Why is it not going? If a system is not going that way, look at the IP. Imagine, we've not configured IP address. That's why. And nobody is telling me 192.168.10.4 or 3. 192.168.10.1. Lab administrator. Good. Good. Okay. You will see it here soon. It will also come up. It will also come up once it's finished joining. Okay, let's go and log in to this guy. See, it will now come with two options. Other users. This user is local user. I will use other users. Remember, this one is lab. This one is Ade. Can you now see full name? Ade Kolawole. It is loading the domain credentials now. So this guy is done. I will other users. This is Tola. Lab. Tola. Can you see? Tola Kuramo. So that is how to join a system to domain. Now on your CV, you can simply put there, I can administer Windows Server, I can create users, I can manage users, I can create and manage organization units, I can create join systems to domain, and so on. Simple. You have built a resume for yourself. Okay. This one is up now. So while this one comes up, we are going to another critical part. Now, the same way you join these two, I can join 10, I can join 20, I can join 100 to this domain controller. I will have everything running. But my own challenge now is that let's assume I have 1,000 systems on my network, and I want to install Google Chrome. I want to install Google Chrome on them. Will I be going on individual systems one by one? That is the essence of group policy, which I'm going to teach you this morning. Group policy, sorry, this afternoon. Let me see that this one is come up. Good. This one is up. This one is up. Now, I'm fine. So, Active Directory users on computers. I want you to good. Now, the next thing we want to look at now is Go policy. What I have done now is basic administration, installation and administration of Windows Server, which you must learn and be creating users, resetting password. If Tola says I have forgotten my password, all you will just need to do is to come to Active Directory users and computers. That's all you just need to do. And go to Tola, right-click it, see reset password, and put a default password and put a check a user to change password as the next logon. That's all. Then group policy. Look at it. You come to users.
So our system is lagging.
My own.
It's lagging.
Is it
like
my own?
You can't. Yes. But it's not like you can't see what you're doing when you're talking as well.
Okay. What can you see now on my screen?
No, you are Active Directory users and computer,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there now. So I created admin OU. I want to show you how to reset password. Right click on the user and see reset password. If the user has left the organization, you can disable accounts and you can move the user from admin maybe to another role by using to another OU. Maybe they've moved the user away from admin, they've moved the user to IT, you move. These are just basic operations. Okay. Let me quickly do Go policy so that we'll end the class for today. At least we have been able to install Windows Server, configure Active Directory, be able to join systems to domain, create users, and so on. So let me come to group policy management. This is very important. If it's only this you can take away from here, I think it's worth it. Okay. So what I want to do is this. I want to be able to redirect folders, redirect desktop of my users, my documents, or download. Those are the three key places, or any other place you wish to, you can redirect. So that user is working on the desktop, working on my document, saving files, but that file is not sitting on that laptop. That file is sitting on the server. So I can easily go to the server and do a backup of what I need to do. So that is what I want to show you now. That's very, very interesting. But before that, I need to create a shared folder that I will redirect them to. I need to create a shared folder. I name it folder shared. We are going to share it. Please, less than 30 minutes or 20 minutes, I should be done. Here is very important. I don't want to rush here, but less than 20 minutes. This normal sharing that you are used to, apply and OK, apply and OK. I come to my security. I add everyone, but I'm not supposed to add everyone, but just for this lab sake, just add exact user you want to administer to it so that everybody doesn't have permission to this folder. Okay, I'm done with the folder. So remember, I didn't go to the person system. I'm on my server. So Active Directory, sorry, group policy. I want to open up this page. Okay. This is my domain. This is my group policy object. So you have to create three steps. Create the group policy, activate the policy, and bind the policy to where you want it. Simple. Create it, activate it, and bind it. Apply it. That's all. That's what we want to look at now. Now I will come to group policy objects, right click and click new. Folder redirection. That is what I want to do. I click OK. I'll go to my folder redirection, which is this. I right click it, I click edit. Just hold on, I come edit on my folder redirection. So I have computers, I have users, depending on what I want to achieve, depending on what I want to do, or what I want that policy to do for me. But in this case, I want to redirect the folders of the users from the normal place to another place. So meaning in this case, I am going to use user configuration, not computer. I'm going to come to policy. I'm going to come to software settings. Sorry. I'm going to come to administrative templates. Sorry, let me see Windows settings. Sorry, it's Windows settings. Policies, Windows settings. You will now see folder redirection, which is what I have here. So let me redirect desktop. Right click on the desktop. Click properties. Look at it, not configured. I will use basic. Then I will go, which I should have done, but let me go back. I have to go back to my folder and go and copy my share. So I don't need to open it. I need to right click on my folder, properties, share. Look at the path. I have to copy this path. Right click, properties. I will now paste it. Apply and OK. I want to do same to my document so that anything the guy is putting on my document should be on my system. And I want to do same on my download. Let me know if my people are only downloading movies. I want to capture all they are doing. Good. I am done with it. I will close. Then I will now go and bind it. Bind it where? Remember, we created admin OU, and we have these two people. We have the two users on the admin. Organization unit. Right click on
Hello, Mr. Mono.
It's telling me he has mute his.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yes, okay.
Mr. Ma, I think you will need to take us on this class again.
It's interesting, Abi.
Because your network is making it
not interesting.
Listening.
Okay, no
It's
problem.
interesting. It's interesting, sir. Just that we need to see clear.
Okay, no
You're
problem.
seeing clearly, just that the voice doesn't synchronize with what he's doing. That's it.
Okay, no problem. We'll see how we can come back with a makeup class and see what how to have it better.
Okay, sir.
You
Thank
get?
you.
You're welcome. So to round it up, we'll just use GP updates /force. That's to apply it. Or I reboot my system. If you reboot your system, it will take effect. So while I'm doing on this, let me wait for this to reboot so that, yes, can you see? I will now put yes. Let me allow this to reboot so that let me also do it on this. CMD GP update /force. So let me also reboot this while I go back again to the first. Okay. So if you don't want the user to know, you don't need to go and do GP update on this. Leave him alone. When he reboots the system tomorrow or next time, so let's see what happened. Let me go to my domain controller. I'm done with you guys. Done with you. Open my folder. The other one is not up yet. It will come up. You can see I have Ade. Once the other one comes up, you will see I will have the second one too. Now, this is on my own server. If you click Ade, you can see I have Ade desktop, I have Ade document, I have Ade download. So let me go to first one, that is Ade. Let me try to put something on the desktop. Let me put a folder, spy. Let me put a file, a test file, tool. So if you come to the server, double click on desktop, it will tell you don't have permission. Yes, but I am an administrator. I can give myself permission. Come to security tab, advanced, and change permission. Change. I will give everyone, replace, apply, and OK. So let me go back and see if I can open it or not. Can you now see? Ade as a text file of tool on my own server. So this is what we call folder redirection. So let me look at this second one. Let me log in. Once I log in, it will create a folder. So the last thing I will do now before we round off the class is to just use GoPolicy to install a Google Chrome or to install anything I need to install. Okay, let me go back. So you can see I have Ade, I have Tola. So if I have 100 people on my network, it will give me all their folders. So if I double click, you will see whatsoever I share for each person, meaning my group policy is working. Project number 1 done. Project number 2, I want to install Chrome. For you to install anything, let's come to property. That thing must be MSI. Just go and download the ms.msi, not .exec. So let's go back to group policy. I'm going to create, of course, remember what I told you, come to group policy object. I'm going to create a new object. This is install Chrome GPU. Install Chrome GPU. You just give it a name to let you know what that policy is doing. So I right click it, I click new. Sorry. Install Chrome GPU. I right click it, I click edit. I put it on computer, software, install. So, but before then, you will go and copy the shared part. I copy the shared part like I did. Okay, I've not even shared it. So I need to share this folder. I'm rounding up now because I don't understand the network. Okay. Okay, I've copied it. So look at the software, right click on the software, click properties, then paste. So come again, right click here, click on new package. See the MSI. So when you put assign will install it on its own. You will just see it in your add and remove program. Wait for it to load. It has to appear here. It has to come. Good, it has come. Okay. The next thing you do is to go and apply it. Cool. I will now go and apply it. Link it here on my domain, wherever I want it, for it to install my Chrome for me. That's all. So let's go back to the users. User 1. Either you reboot it, CMD, or you use the command GP update force. Remember, Chrome is not here. Let's see. Let this one reboot so that I will now do it for second one too. CMD GP update /force. Or you simply reboot, whichever way that is faster for you. Even if I don't reboot it, it will reboot itself. So let's wait for it to come up. It's taking some time to install it. So you can as well use it to install MS Office. You can use it to install any other package. You can use it to install as much as you want on the network. From the server, you will have installation done. Can you see Chrome? I have used it to install Chrome on this guy. Let me look at the second one. It's interesting. You just practice it. If you don't, just download VMware Workstation, download ISO file. Just type download Windows 2022 ISO or 2012 ISO or 2016, 2019, 2016 ISO. You will use it. Download Windows 10. You will use it. Can you see? I have my stuff installed. I don't know. It's just the network that makes the class somehow. But I think it's a bit interesting. Hello, my people.
Yes, it is. I believe by the time the recording is out, we'll have enough resources to go back while we actually practice from our own lab environment.
Better. Please, when the video is
but
out,
the video will still be the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, please, Mr. My own, I'm begging for a makeup class because so it's always very nice when you are talking and you are doing it and we are seeing it in real time. Like everything is synchronizing. And we maybe when after talking, we now be seeing what is happening. Like you understand, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I will organize for a makeup class, but I don't know why my network is like this. But I still want to avoid using office space. I have a very good internet broadband there, but I will see what I can do. I would have pushed it to Saturday. I'm having a physical class on Saturday for this same Windows server physically. So for Emmanuel, if you don't mind, I don't know your location. If you don't mind, of one or two of you, if you don't mind, I can in one way give you a kind of a scholarship. Come to the physical class and see it done physically. But if not, I will see how to arrange a makeup class again. still on Windows Server and see how to do it. Because the purpose is for you to see it and understand it, and also benefit the group policy in particular. I want you to enjoy group policy. Most people have not been using group policy because they don't know how to do it. I can use group policy to block all the USB drives on my network. I can use group policy to do so many things so that people will not put in virus. So that's the benefit of using group policy on the network. So that's the main sense of this class. So let's see how it goes. I will see how to discuss with one or two people. Let's see how we can get a very good internet. I don't know why my own phone booth. I have been using it before now. It has been fine. I don't know why today. I really don't know, but I will still see.
I think network is generally bad today. I don't know.
Because I know I've been using it and it has been fine. I have enough data. Data is not a problem. I can have 100 gig. I don't have problem with data. I have enough data. It's just that network choose to misbehave today. But no problem. I will give you a makeup class by God's grace. But at least you enjoy the class.
Yes, 100%.
You enjoy all the disconnections also, because they're also part of troubleshooting of IT support specialists. You troubleshoot. But I'm done it now. It's not working. Go and check it. If it's working, you will see it work. You will, oh, I didn't share the folder. Oh, I didn't put IP address. Oh, I put it on a wrong subnet. It's interesting. Do you understand? I'll give a makeup class. Maybe let's see how it goes. Next week, by God's grace, I'll put it up again in the group. Either maybe I don't know. Morning period is always good. I see how to move it a bit to afternoon. Okay, let's see how it is. Maybe next week, by God's grace, I'll put it again. Maybe next week Thursday.
Okay.
Next week Thursday is always my work from home. I'm working from home. I'm not in the office. I'm at home to be able to render. So I now, what will I use that time? Let me use it to talk to my people and let's get together. That's why we have to do. You understand?
Yeah, I do, sir.
Does anybody have a question? I want to pray for you, especially today. God will favor you. God will bless you. God will open doors for you. He's doing it for me by God's grace. God will also do same for you. Good job and blessings will come your way. Just make sure you put up your CV well. Make sure you do a lot of practices and get everything right. And if you need to, if you have any personal question, you can always reach out to me. I'm available for you at any time. And not only that, if you have questions that regard this, you can also put it forward to me. I'm ready to answer you. I specifically pray for you. God will open door for you. This second quarter, this second part of the year, I will hear the bell of your testimony ring. That you have a good job, a better job, a great job. God will do it for everyone in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love you all, and I'll prepare more for you all. Until you get the best, I will not leave you alone.
Thank you, sir.
More heights. Before you go, I'm planning for something. I hope I get support. I'm looking for a boot camp where everybody comes to stay. Maybe I don't know how it will look like. I'm looking at for a boot camp where everybody comes to have practice. After the practice, you have a free voucher to write certifications. That as you are coming out from the boot camp, you are coming out shining. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also going to see how to talk to Microsoft, how to get support to be able to fund my boot camp, so that I will open it up for anybody, as many that want to learn. Build Career can come in and do same. But the immediate one that will go up now is a virtual boot camp, which you may be seeing now, but it's not directly for you. But if you still want to come, no problem. It's focused to either Canadian, US, those areas I'm looking at, because it will be a paid one, but the virtual boot camp. But we can still talk when we come to our level in now. It's still not a problem. That one will fly immediately, any moment from now. But the other one is one I've shared for you, to have a physical boot camp that will really have impact. We'll physically configure, not virtual network, a physical switch, servers, everything, and we'll see it run. Don't worry. I know the click will come one day. As I push, I will have the click, I will have the open doors. I will invite you to come and do it. You will see it's running. And the Lord will bless everything, okay?
Amen.
God be with you. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. And you too, sir. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Please go to the group and put there what you have learned and so on and so forth.